Hello children, hope you are doing good and safe at home. We will continue with the lesson Hour of Truth by Percival Wilde. As of now, we have seen that John has also entered a home and he is also questioning his mother. Why did Mr. Gresham wanted to meet his father, and he is addressing his father as the governor. Okay, and mother is telling the same answer to John too, what she had told to Eve. Okay, and John is revealing a fact that he had met the assistant cashier of the bank, Mr. Donovan, and he had also told that nobody had a clue that some crime is happening in the bank before even the police had caught them. So nobody had a clue. That is the word told by Donovan. That is disturbing John, because mother is telling that might be the father is knowing something earlier. The crime has happened. That is the only reason Gresham might have asked him to meet. Okay, but John is telling a fact that Mr. Donovan, that is who was the cashier, assistant cashier, he told that nobody had a clue what is happening in the bank, that some crime is happening in the bank. Got it? So we will continue. Eve. And father, John, he says the governor must have known. He'll swear nobody else did. You see, father was closer to Gresham than anybody else. Okay, and we have seen all these. Okay, so what do you mean by telling that he is close to Gresham? Okay, and then John was telling that Gresham, nobody else in the bank was as close as our father, the governor, to Gresham. So Gresham might be knowing that something had happened, and because Gresham is involved in this crime, might be our father is knowing something on that. Okay, Martha. Your father will do his duty, John, no matter what comes of it. John, I know it, and I'm not sure, but what is right? There's John Gresham, grown rich in 20 years, and the governor pegging along with a secretary at $60 a week. Your father never complained. No, that's just a pity of it. He didn't complain. Well, he'll have his chance tomorrow. He'll go on to stand, and when he is through, they will put John Gresham where he won't be able to hurt anybody for a while. Wasn't satisfied with underpaying his employees. Had to rob his depositors. Serves him jolly well right. There is a click of a latchkey outside. Eve makes for the door. Okay, so what happens? John is telling, of course, father will be a person who is very genuine, and father will not go away from his duty. Of course, I do agree with you, dear mother, but this Gresham had become a richer person in 20 years' time, and still our father is begging for that $60 a week. That's all he is making. And why this situation happens? He might have gone ahead with Gresham, and he might have done something else like that John was about to tell. Okay, and by the time there is a latchkey outside, means somebody is opening the door. That sound is heard, and Eve is going to the door and to see who is there. John, hello dad. Balvin, how are you, my boy? He shakes hands with John. Eve, he kisses her. Okay, so now Balvin is entering. Balvin, governor, father, everybody, all three names goes to the single character. Understood? Balvin, father, governor. John addresses his father as governor. The father is the protagonist, the hero of the story. Okay, the father's name is Balvin. Is that clear, boys, girls? Okay, so Balvin is asking the boy, how are you, boy? And he is shaking hands with John, and he is also kissing his daughter. Okay, John, well, dad, don't you think it's about time to tell us something? Balvin, told you something? I don't understand, John. People have been talking about you, saying things. Okay, so John is now opening up. He is asking his father, Father, isn't it your time to tell something to us? Okay, you have been, something has been happening, and you should tell us, right? And father is asking, Balvin is asking, is there something for me to tell you? What is that? Okay, and John is also telling, people are speaking about something. Okay, let's understand better. Another senior member of the bank, Baldwin, father of John and Eve and husband of Martha, is however believed to be honest. Okay, so everybody, not only the family, everybody else in the society also believes that he is a honest person. Okay, so Baldwin, what kind of things, John, you can imagine rotten things and I couldn't contradict them. Baldwin, why not, John, because I didn't know. Baldwin, did you have to know? Wasn't it enough that you knew your father? John, I beg your pardon, sir. Baldwin, it was only a day before the smash up that I found that what Gresham was doing. He pauses. They are listening intently. I told him he would have to make good. He said he couldn't. Eve. And what happened? Baldwin. I told him he could have to do the best he could and the first step would be to close the bank. And he didn't want to do that. Martha, but he did it. Baldwin, I made him do it. He was very angry. He was angry, very angry. But I had to whip hand. Okay, so what happens? Now, since John has asked, Baldwin is asking, what kind of things? What kind of things do you want to know from me? And then John is telling rotten things. Rotten things means bad things, very bad things that are happening in and around, and it is connected to you. We want to know that. Okay, and then Baldwin is happening. Why do you want to think it is rotten? Because you know your father better. Your father wouldn't have done anything wrong. He wouldn't have failed his duty. He wouldn't have been dishonest. Okay, in that case, when you know your father very well, why should you be thinking that the gossip or whatever talks that is going in the society is rotten thing about your dad? Why should you believe that? Okay, and John is telling sorry for that. I'm begging your pardon, sir. Okay, he is telling sorry for that, and he is also asking, but tell us what happened. Since I don't know what had happened, I cannot go ahead to justify others what had happened is right or wrong, like that. Okay, so he is asking, and now Baldwin is opening up. Baldwin is telling, just before a day of the smash up, before the day the police arrested Gresham, I came to know that Gresham is involving in the crime of mishandling the money of the public, and he is taking off their money. Okay, and immediately I knew it. I told him he shouldn't be doing it and he should let go of it. You should come out of it. Okay, and then he was very curious. He was asking, and then what happened? Okay, I told him that is the only choice is to close the bank. I told him that. But he was not ready to do that. And Martha is telling, but he did it. Now the bank is closed. But I made him to do that. That is what Baldwin is telling. And because I made him do that, he is very, very angry on me, but I had no choice. I had to whip my hand. Means I have to let him go. I cannot hold him. I cannot save him. Okay, he has to whip his hand. Eve. The papers didn't mention that. Baldwin. I didn't think it was necessary to tell them. Martha. But you let your name rest under the cloud meanwhile. Okay. So Eve was telling, the newspapers which published this story did not tell what has happened behind this actual thing and all. They did not publish. Why? Baldwin said, I did not think that is required for them, so I did not tell them. Okay. And Martha is telling, because you did not tell them, you have let your name to go into a cloud, like a suspicion. Okay, so people are suspecting you because you did not let the truth out. Like that, Martha is telling to her husband. Okay, Baldwin. It will be clear tomorrow, won't it? He passes. Today, Gresham sent for me. The trial begins in 24 hours. I am the only witness against him. He asked, you can guess what? Okay, John indignantly. He wanted to lie to save his skin, eh? Wanted you to perjure yourself? Baldwin. That wouldn't be necessary, John. He just wanted me to have an attack of poor memory. If I tell all I know, John Gresham will go to jail. No power on earth can save him from it. But he wants me to forget a little, just the essential things when the question When they question me, I can answer, I don't remember. They can't prove, I do remember, and there you are. Okay, so now father is telling that is the reason Gresham wanted to meet me. Okay, and you people can just like that guess what had happened, because you could guess it. Okay, and indignantly, very curiously, immediately John was asking his father, so Gresham wants you to lie that he did not do the crime. He wants you to lie about it, isn't it? Okay, then Baldwin is telling, no need of that, John, because Gresham knows me very well, that I will not tell lies. Gresham knows it very well. But Gresham wants me to act as though I had a poor memory and I had forgotten whatever had happened. Okay, so Gresham is wanting Baldwin. Why did Gresham wanted to meet Baldwin? For that question, this is the answer. Gresham wanted to meet Baldwin to make him convinced that when the court is asking him a question, what happened, he should answer that he doesn't remember anything. Okay, so that is what is Gresham's request. He has to tell, Baldwin has to answer that he doesn't remember what had happened. Just like that, by telling that he doesn't remember something, he will be saved. He will be saved, like nobody can claim that he remembers something, right? So he will be saved in that point. That is what Gresham wanted from Baldwin. John, wouldn't it be a lie, Dad? Baldwin, smiling, of course, but it's done every day. Of course, but it's done every day, and they couldn't touch me any more than they could convict me. Okay, so John is asking the father, wouldn't it be a lie again? If you tell the court that you don't remember anything, that is again a lie, Dad. Okay, Baldwin is telling, of course, yes, that is a lie. So, but it's done every day, and they couldn't touch me. Okay, so it's like, I don't know that answer. It's a very regular answer for everybody. They just tell it just like that. Okay, and they couldn't touch, the court will not be able to convict Baldwin or touch Baldwin if he is saying the answer, I don't know. Okay, Martha, quivering with indignation, how dare he? How dare he have such a thing? Eve, what did you say, father? Baldwin, smiling and raising his eyes to John. Well, son, what would you have said? John, I would have told him to go to the devil. Baldwin, I did. But I didn't use your words, John. He is too old a friend of mine for that. However, I didn't mince matters any. He understood what I meant. Eve, and what did he say then? Baldwin, there wasn't much to say. You see, he wasn't surprised. He has known me for 35 years, and well, with simple pride, anybody who knows me for 35 years doesn't expect me to haggle with my conscience. If it had been anybody else than Gresham, I would have struck him across his face. But John Gresham and I were boys together. We worked side by side, and I have been in his employ ever since he started in for himself. He is desperate. He doesn't know what he is doing, or he wouldn't have offered me money. So, John is asking, okay, and what did you answer? Eve is asking, and he is looking. Baldwin is looking at John, and he is telling, he is asking John, what would have been your answer? Okay, and John is telling, I might have told him go to devil. Okay, and I did. Means what? Baldwin also told the same, but not in a harsh word like John. Okay, he used different words because Gresham and Baldwin are boyhood friends. Okay, since the day they known to each other for 35 years, they were thick friends. And Gresham started this bank, and Baldwin also is working in this bank right from the day one. So he didn't have the choice to use such a word. If it had been somebody else, some other person who had not been Gresham, who had not been his boyhood friend, then he might have gone ahead to thrash him on his face, but he did not do it because It was Gresham, and he was his boyhood friend. Okay, and he was also mentioning that Gresham was not surprised by his answer, because Gresham knew him very well. He is an honest person. He will never let his honesty down, and he will never help anybody being dishonest. Okay, so all these qualities of Baldwin is very well known to Gresham. So Gresham was not surprised by his answer for not helping him. Okay, Baldwin told him, Baldwin very well mentioned with soft, smooth words that he will not be ready to help him. Okay, but still, Gresham offered him money, it seems. Okay, that is what is the last line he is telling. Okay, and I have been in this employers ever since he started for himself. He is desperate. He doesn't know what he is doing, or he wouldn't have offered me money. Okay, so he was desperate. He wanted money. Desperate means madly wanting something. That is what is desperate. Okay, so he was desperate. He wants money. He doesn't know what he is doing. He did not know what he wants to do. So such a thing was happening, and that's the only reason he was offering him, whom Gresham was offering Baldwin money for doing this. Okay, let's understand better. Baldwin is pressurized by Gresham to falsely declare that he does not remember the facts, but Baldwin refuses to do so. This is what is the understanding. Okay, so Baldwin is pressurized. Gresham is pressurizing Baldwin to tell that he doesn't remember anything when the court is asking him any question. Okay, but Baldwin refused to do so. John, furious, offered you money, Dad? Baldwin, he'd put it aside, ready for the emergency. If they don't convict him, he will hand it over to me. The law can't stop him. But if I live until tomorrow night, they will convict him. He sighs. God knows I want no share of bringing about his punishment. He breaks off. Eve pats his hand silently. Young man and old man, I have worked with him and for him the best part of my life. I am loyal to him. I have always been loyal to him. But when John Gresham ceases to be an honest man, John Gresham and I part the company. Okay. So what happened? John is becoming furious. Okay, he is becoming angry, and he is telling, he offered you money. Okay, like that he asked. Okay, and Baldwin is also telling, yes, he offered me money, and he is a person who is a young friend for me, and also an old friend for me. For my best part of the life, I have been with him, I have worked with him, I have been loyal to him, and but if I am alive, and if I am the one to go to the court and witness against him, then he is the person who is going to suffer the punishment. Okay, and I don't want to be a part of his punishment. Because of me, he shouldn't be punished. The conscience is killing me, and that is what he is telling, and he is breaking up. Means he is starting to cry, and Eve is patting him. Okay. There is a pause. Martha, weeping softly. Robert. Okay, so Martha is also crying, and she is just like that, consoling her husband. Baldwin, I've got only a few years to live, but I'll live those as I have lived the rest of my life. I'll go to grave clean. Okay, so Baldwin is very clear in that. Only a few years I'm going to live. Okay, I'm going to be alive. And all these years, how I lived my life, the same way I want to live in the rest of my life too. I will go to my grave clean. I will not be having a dishonesty shade on me. Okay, all this life I was true, I was honest, I was with conscience, I was working, and that is the way I will go to my grave. Even up to my death, I will be the same. I will not change. That is what is this words. Okay. John, Dad, what did Gresham offer you? Baldwin, $100,000. What? Okay, so John is asking. John is curious now. He is asking, How much money did Gresham offer you, Dad? Okay, Balvin is telling $100,000. He was like, wow, like that she is asking, what? Like that she is asking. Let's understand better. In order to tempt Balvin, Gresham offers him a huge bribe of $100,000, but Balvin doesn't accept it. Okay, so this is the understanding. Gresham offered him $100,000 to tell the court that he doesn't remember anything. For that, he had been offered $100,000, but Balvin was not ready to do so. He denied the offer. Martha, Robert, Balvin, he put it aside for me without anybody knowing it. It's out of his private fortune, he says. It's not a depositor's money, as if that made any difference. Eve, as if hypnotized, he offered you $100,000. Okay, so Balvin is telling he had put it aside for me, like in a bank account. He is having it. Okay, he is holding that money on my name. He has put $100,000. It is already there. Okay, and if Gresham. Okay, so Balvin is telling it is already there. The money is already there in the bank in my name. And if Gresham is out of the convict, if he is not punished by the law, then that money will be mine. Like that he told. And I don't want to accept his offer. Okay, that is what father is telling. Okay, and he is also telling, Gresham is also telling that it is his own money, his own private saving. It is none of the depositor's money is involved in that $100,000. That is how he is telling. Okay, but I don't want to go with it. That is what Balvin is telling. But Eve, as though she was hypnotized for some time, again she is asking, he offered you $100,000? Like that she is again asking. Okay, Balvin, smiling at her amazement, I could have had it for the one word yes, or even for nodding my head or look of the eyes. John, how do you know he meant it? Balvin, his word is good. Even now, Balvin, he never lied to me, John. He pauses. Okay, so what happened? He is telling, as Eve is asking with all excitement, $100,000? Okay, then Balvin had a smile on his face looking at his daughter's astonishment. Okay, and he is telling, $100,000, yes, I could have had it mine. All the $100,000 would have been mine. Just like that, if I had told an yes, or a nodding of the head, or by eyes, if I had conveyed to Gresham that I will do it. Okay, but I don't want it. Like that he is telling. And John is telling, how do you know that he is actually giving you $100,000? What if he had lied? Okay, that is what is John's question. Gresham is already a person who had committed a crime. So how do you believe his words? What if he is not giving the money after you save him? Okay, and Balvin is telling, he had never lied to me. His words were always true to me. So I have that confidence on him. Like that he is telling. I suppose my eyes must have shown something I didn't feel. He noticed it. He unlocked the drawer and showed me the 100,000. Okay, so Balvin, when he refused the offer of money, okay, and Gresham understood that Balvin is not ready. To make him feel wanted, okay, to bribe him, Gresham opened the drawer and he had shown him $100,000 in front of his eyes. John, in cash? John, in cash? Balvin, in $1,000 bills. They were genuine. I examined them. Eve, slowly. And for what he wants you to say, I don't remember? Balvin, just that 3 words only. John, but you won't? Balvin, shaking his head. Those 3 words would choke me if I tried to speak them. For some other man, perhaps it would have been easy. But for me, all of my past would rise up and strike me in the face. I would mean to the world that for the years I had been living a lie, that I wasn't the honorable man I thought I was. When John Gresham offered the money, I was angry. But when I rejected it and he showed no surprise, then I was pleased. It was a compliment. Don't you think so? Okay. So, now the situation at home is changing. the mindset of the family members is slowly changing. If you notice the story, the daughter and the son, they are getting into the eagerness to get the money. Okay, so they are slowly asking the father. Eve is asking the father, $100,000 for you telling I don't remember. Just for those 3 words, he is giving you $100,000. Balvin said yes. John is also asking, so you will not say even if it is $100,000. Okay, and then Balvin is telling them, see, all these years I've been honest, I've been true to myself, and I don't want my conscience to kill me that I have let my honesty just for $100,000. I don't want it. Okay, and that is what is my conscience. Like when he was offering me money, I was very angry. And when I said no, he was not surprised because he knew me very well. Okay, and that is the only satisfaction I had, because all these years I was honest, and even more the upcoming years also I will be honest, and I will be same. I will not move away from my policies, and that is what had pleased me. And John Gresham's eyes showed that respect on me, and that was a compliment to me. Don't you think so? Like that he is asking his children. Let's understand better. At this point, Gresham understands that it is impossible to persuade Balvin to accept the bribe. Okay, Gresham is understanding that Balvin will never go for bribing. Okay, so John slowly, rather than expensive compliments, Balvin, yeah, John, a compliment which cost you $100,000. Balvin, a compliment which was worth $100,000. I have never had that much money to spend in my life. But if I had, I couldn't imagine a finer way to suspend it. A compliment which was worth $100,000. I have never had that much money to spend in my life, John. But if I had, I couldn't imagine the finer way to spend it. Okay, so John is asking a compliment that costs you $100,000. Okay, so Balvin is telling, my honesty is appreciated, and it is accepted by Gresham, the one who tried to bribe me. And when that is appreciated, when Gresham is accepting my honesty, that is the biggest compliment in my life I can get, isn't it? So when he is asking that, John is asking, of course that's a bigger compliment, but how about that compliment is worth of $100,000? That is again even more big, right? Like that he is telling. And Balvin is telling, a compliment worth $100,000. I have never had such a money in my life. And if at all I had such a money, I wouldn't know how to spend it wise. Okay, that is how the father is reacting without understanding the intention of his son. John, yes, I suppose so. Martha, after a pause. Will the depositors lose much, Robert? Balvin, emphatically. The depositors will not lose a cent. We were able to save something from the wreck, Gresham and I. It was more than I had expected, almost twice as much. And with what Gresham has, it will be enough. Okay, so Balvin, Martha, the wife, is asking, will the depositors of the bank lose the money? Okay, in a big amount. Okay, and Balvin is telling that no, depositors will not lose a cent of money. Okay, they will get all their money in their hand, because we were able to save the money from Gresham before he was about to loot it and run away. So we have just like that saved the money, and we will have enough money to give it to the depositors. Eve, even without the 100,000, Balvin does not answer. John, insistently, without the money of the Gresham put away for you? Balvin, yes, I didn't know there was 100,000 until today. Gresham did tell me. We reckoned without it. Okay, so Eve's and John question is the same. Without using this $100,000 which Gresham had promised to pay you, will you be able to settle to the depositors? Okay, and of course Balvin is also telling that yes, because I didn't know that Gresham is having $100,000 separately. So without knowing that, we had reckoned, we had made sure everything is coming back. Okay, depositors are getting their money. Oh, Eve was telling, oh, and you made both ends meet, John. Balwin, quite easily, he smiles. Mr. Marshall is running the reorganization, and Mr. Marshall of the Third National, he hasn't the least idea that's going on to turn out so well. Okay, there is a pass. So let's understand better. John and Eve are tempted by the huge amount of money offered by Gresham. They try to justify Gresham's act of offering Balwin a bribe. Did you understand this? So the daughter and the son, they are very much excited that the father could get a money that will help them to grow more. Okay, but Balwin is still not understanding the intention of his daughter and son. He is just like that, in an innocent way he is answering them still now. Okay, and when Eve asked, will you be able to pay the depositors, and when John asked, will you be able to meet the both the ends, means what? Will you be able to solve the problem without that money? Okay, like that when he is asking, and he is representing a name, Mr. Marshall. Okay, Mr. Marshall of Third National. Third National is the company which Mr. Marshall is running, and he is running a reorganization, and he has some idea to make the both ends meet. Okay, John, they are going to punish Gresham, aren't they? Balwin, I'm afraid so. Okay, so with this we will stop, and we will go ahead to continue the part 3. This is quite a big lesson, and it is better you understand it part by part. The part 1, I hope you would have listened to it, and part 2 is also there. My sincere suggestion or an order, however you take it, I want you to read through the lesson. Only if you read through the lesson, dialogue after dialogue, you can understand the lesson better, who is talking what. Okay, as you very well know, your question answers will be depending on the story. Okay, so understand the story better. And one more thing is, this is an excellent lesson where you can go ahead to learn the questions and answers, expressions, how to write them, how to put them in words. Okay, emotions, how will you put them in words? Questions, how will you put them in words? It's an excellent lesson to learn that. Enjoy your reading part of this lesson so that you will be enjoying the language of this lesson. Okay, so hope you will do that before you go ahead to start enjoying the part 3 of this lesson. Okay, thank you children, take care.